Hello, my name is Regina DeMeo, and I'm a family law attorney in Maryland and DC. I've been practicing for over 20 years, and this year I also had the honor of being a part-time professor at GW Law School. In light of COVID-19, I created a series of talks that hopefully will help families discussing a separation or divorce during this difficult time. I'm going to try and do this as a PowerPoint presentation so that you can follow along on your screens. So like I said, I am based in Bethesda, Maryland. You can contact me if you have any questions when this is over. There is my contact information. Best thing is email or telephone, and I've been doing a lot of consults these days, simply just by phone or Zoom conference calls. The series of talks will include what families need to consider when thinking of a separation, including reviewing your insurance needs, updating your trust and estate documents, tips for buying or selling your home during COVID-19, divorce financing, financial tips for couples separating, and the benefits of working with a divorce coach. The courts have been closed since March 15th in the DC area, and Maryland is not expected to reopen until the earliest would be June 5th. Other than for emergency matters, they are expecting a huge backlog when they do reopen, and the judges are encouraging families to seek mediation or collaborative divorce in order to avoid the backlog. We're also expecting to have a huge surge in filings for modifications of alimony or child support, as we predict that a number of payers have experienced a decrease in their incomes. The legal issues a family would have to consider in a divorce would be custody. How will you make major decisions related to your children, and what is the time sharing arrangement that you will follow? Also, you'd have to figure out the child support calculations in your state. That's usually based on the incomes of both parties, the expense for any daycare or aftercare, as well as the child's health insurance costs. And then you also factor in the time sharing schedule to get the recommended child support in your area. Property division requires you to look at what marital assets were accumulated during your marriage and how will you fairly divide them. And then alimony is based on reasonable needs of one person and the ability to pay of the other. Your options for navigating that legal process would be, number one, to mediate, where you have one neutral that you pay as you go in order to have these sessions to work through all the issues I just mentioned. The next alternative would be to have a collaborative divorce process where you create a team. Usually at the minimum you would have 2 attorneys, one for each party, and then you meet in 4-way meetings to go through all the issues. You're agreeing not to go to court, so there's an agreement for no litigation, and you are going to have to pay a deposit, which is a retainer towards the work that's anticipated. The most expensive option is usually litigation. I consider that the option of last resort. It's very court focused, and the retainers are expensive. They're high because we expect a lot of work to be done and court appearances, and you're waiting at least 8 or 9 months to have a trial. That was actually the anticipated time before COVID-19. It's probably going to be double that now. In an alternative dispute resolution process, which we call ADR, includes collaborative or mediation, you have someone help you facilitate the communications. So you take turns listening to each other while keeping an open mind and not making any threats. You review your goals and interests as well as your concerns. Gather all the information that's relevant, including tax returns, W-2s, paychecks, anything related to your bank accounts, retirements, all the assets, as well as all of your liabilities. The neutral will help you frame the issues and work through all the different things that are relevant to your family. We generate options together. That's our brainstorming sessions. Then we evaluate them and hopefully help you reach a mutual agreement. I've been doing the mediation and collaborative process for over a decade. I've written about it extensively and I lecture about it extensively. You can follow me on social media. I'm Gen X Smarty on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. My email is rad@reginademeo.com, and my telephone and email is really the best way to reach me. I hope that you found this helpful. I hope that you find the rest of the talks helpful. Stay safe, stay healthy, and take care. Thank you.